Okay, so this is a 41 ADC Holley on a 351 Windsor. You have this is your lower vapor line. Right here goes to your lower vapor canister. That goes to your upper vapor canister. This is your fuel line. Your PCV valve goes all the way over here. And then this goes, this one right here is your distributor, because your distributor cap, and this is this goes to the this connects with the emissions to the charcoal canister. It tees off down there, and so does this one up here that connects to your electrical that originally goes right there. And so that's the basics of the 41 ADC. Okay, so here was where the Holley was originally at, and the 41 ADC, and we're putting the Eldelbrock 1406 right here. So originally there was a part right here that is used for when your engine is warming it up. I think it helps out the manifold, helps open it up or something another like that. Some guys think it has to do something with emissions, but I don't think it does. I think it just helps on colder days when your vehicle's starting up. And so I got rid of that, because on this, as you can see, this comes pretty low down here, because with the with this being a F-150 and a 351 Windsor, you need the adapter on the side of this, and I'll get that part to you later, but that's what you need to be there, and that sits pretty low, and it's gonna run into that thing, and I'll show you what it is. So that is the part that I just sawed off with a little hacksaw, and that additional part that goes into the back of it too from there. As I said, it came from right there, and so that's that part. Okay, so I had 3.5-inch screws that went in here, because I needed a 1-inch lift plate right here for the carburetor, and so I need 3.5-inch long bolts to come up to here, so that way they could cover. That's all that kind of the auto shop had to provide, because the other bolts only came up to the bottom of here, and I needed that extra little lift, and that's what they could give me, so I took it. Anyways, on the side here, you're gonna have to have your adapter, and then on the back over here, I'm gonna add an adapter to scoot kind of where you see those two bolts back there on that plate. It's gonna scoot the accelerator and everything over, so I can fit it on to that properly. So I'm sure there's 1,000 different ways to do this, and just with my setup, I have a stock. I just have the stock engine of a 351. The only thing that's new is the carburetor, and with this I had to, so typically what you had was this setup with your bracket, and what I had to do was create this here and that right there. So when I add it on, I flip it over and I turn it. I'm going to use these two to bracket it, to anchor it down right there, and then I'm going to use this like that right there, and that's going to anchor that right there. So it's going to be coming straight in like that. And the other thing that I've had to do is I had to create like a kind of two elongated screws with nuts and washers, so that way you can get over the top of that, so that way it can be directly, you want this to be as in line as you can with where it's supposed to be plugging in. And so you want it to be lining up with that as much as you can, which for me is right about there. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, so I'll show you once I get this thing on, but as you can see on this one right here, which would be this one, so this one, I had to drill it out just a little bit to make sure that this fit. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I put it on. When I put it on, it's gonna be sitting, 2 bolts are gonna be through this one. I had to drill press out this one too, so that way I could put a bolt in there and in here, and then that way it can be angled straight like that, and it could be coming in like that. And I'll show you once I put it on. I saw some forums that you had to do this, and they didn't do this though. I had to do that to make. I think it'll work though. So, and this is the ending setup. Fuel line, fuel filter, fuel line right there, retention coil. Make sure you get your pin back on that, and you get your gasket on this. And yeah, we'll see how it starts up and how it gets going.